Hey everybody, Alex here with another episode of Momentum Charting. If you are a fan of FuelCell Energy, I think you're going to like this update. Please go ahead, take 2 seconds, go down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. Doing both of those things will ensure you do not miss any of my updates on FuelCell over the next week and change. Guys, it's been a while since we've done an update on FuelCell, and to be quite honest with you, the main reason is there hasn't been a heck of a lot to talk about, okay? Just been a continued slow bleed of prices on a daily basis. This thing has been absolutely obliterated from the top. Let's see here. We had the top sell-off on February 10th, right around $29.50, which represents a loss, if you've held for that long, of 78%, so almost 80% down on FuelCell Energy. But I think there might be coming to a point where there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so first of all, we're just here on the daily time frame inside of TradingView, and you can see, I'll open this panel up a little bit. On the daily momentum chart, we are still showing pushing down to the downside. Not a huge amount of relief shown as of yet, but this can definitely change on a daily basis. From one day to the next, you can start ticking up on momentum with no problem, as long as you have a reasonable upside day. So that isn't a huge worry. I'm just showing you this on a larger scale. Then on the 3 hour, this is kind of interesting to me. This kind of here looks like potentially this is the line that we really need to get across. And as I've shown you guys before, this is our goal way up here, which is the positive momentum zone. And we are ages away from that still. But we have been just looking here every single day to see if we can start building momentum back to the upside. And a first step in that would indeed be what looks like is trying to happen here. You can see this bottom here around July 20th, and it looks to me almost like we are trying to curl up the last couple days and potentially form a positive divergent bottom and starting to get prices that are moving, or momentum rather, that is starting to move back to the upside. But a break of this downward trend line in momentum would certainly enable us to at least start the repair process. We cannot control where we're starting from on the momentum. All we can do is hopefully start getting a series of higher highs and higher lows to get us the heck out of this awful negative momentum conundrum that we've been trapped in for the better part of 6-7 months here. So let's put an end to this if possible and start getting out of this big hole that FCEL has dug itself in here over the last 5-6 months. So I just wanted to show you that. And then here on the daily, not daily, the 1 hour time frame, it looks to me like there's a confirmed potential breakout. Now this has shown another top here, but you can see these peaks on June 29th and July 12th, and we have since broken to the upside here. And what I need to see is to see this momentum break above this high set on July 22nd. So if we can get above here, this would be a fantastic start to the repair process, and I believe that in conjunction with this positive divergent bottom and breaking out of this 3 hour trend line, we can start to see momentum working back up to the upside nice and slowly in a reasonable manner, where we can start getting a repair of prices from those $30 range. We have just been so hammered on this stock over the last few months. It's been miserable, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. Those are not the only two things I wanted to show you. That is the start. So that's the momentum. Love to go to the momentum charts when possible. And I just wanted to show you this also. This is giving me a lot of hope here, okay? And I'm going to show you, I'm on a 7-minute MACD chart, okay? And I'll open the full panel in a second so you can see it. So I've got this trend line from the tops, June 8th, right around $12.35, and then another touch point here on June 29th, and then a final touch point here on July 21st. I absolutely love the look of this trend line, and I'm going to show you why. We open this up, and this is corresponding with this last big dive perfectly in the MACD, okay? So all these 3 points that I touched correspond perfectly with what's happened here on the MACD. Let me just open this panel up so you can get a little bit better look at it. And you can see here that we have actually broken to the upside on the MACD here, okay? So broken finally to the upside, and what I'm looking for is, it's curled back slightly, but what I'm looking for is this thing to retrace back to the upside and maybe get a really nice spike in the next couple of days in prices when that happens. And I'm going to show you what we need to happen here on the price chart. So that's why I'm showing you this particular trend line that corresponds with this nosedive since early June in prices and the MACD. And the MACD appears to have finally broken into a positive zone, but we do have some work to do here. But it is very, very, very completely clear what we need to have happen, okay? And it's going to happen, if it happens, I believe, tomorrow, okay? It has to happen tomorrow because it is absolutely critical. I can't say it enough. We absolutely need to hold prices above this 629 level. If we come down here and we start putting in candles below this 629 area of support, we are going lower, guys. We are going lower and likely to follow this this lower along this trend line, okay? But if we can hold this area at 629, start chopping sideways a little bit here and break out of this line of resistance that's been in place for the last 2 months, I believe we have a strong possibility of bouncing from these areas, okay? So that's what I'm looking for to happen in FCEL, and I'm going to start adding slowly to my fuel cell position first thing in the morning, maybe add some pre-market and see what happens during the day. And it's down maybe a penny or so in pre-market. That doesn't tell me a whole heck of a lot right now. But overall, to me, guys, I mean, broad markets are so strong still right now, and yet there's been just a real bearish in these high flyers from earlier this year in like the rechargeable batteries and alternative energy. So fuel cell's been hit hard by all that, but I'm thinking there's a chance we get some sort of recovery here, and why not have fuel cell participate in the broad market that's been just marching higher and higher with no signs of slowing down even still. So going to be looking for, once again, for this trend line to break. We cannot break down below, very important, once again, below 629. Now, we don't have to immediately start shooting up out of this trend line. We can consolidate here sideways. As long as we don't break that zone, we're fine. And that's going to give us a chance on this MACD that I pointed out to have one of these things where it comes down and then comes back up. And usually what happens when you get an alignment like that off these bottoms is you get a pretty nice spike in price to the upside. So what I'm going to say is that if you are in FCEL, yeah, there's definitely hope here on this chart from what I'm seeing. We do need to hold 629, and if indeed, like on the the 3-hour momentum chart and 1-hour momentum chart, if we do start breaking back to the upside out of this really bearish zone and start working higher, I just want you guys to be really careful. Say for instance, in the next few days we have a big spike like up to the 750 or area, and over the next week and change go up to 9. Okay, just be really careful. We are not out of the woods at all on FCEL. What I'm looking for at this point is, again, to start the repair process. There's been so much technical damage done to FuelCell since February. We are going to need some time to repair this chart, all the technical damage that has been done to FuelCell. But so my basic point being if you get a 10, 15, 20% gainer, possibly look to scale out, maybe keep some of your profits, keep some of the stock. That's how I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be looking to reaccumulate on dips, of which I think there are going to be many more in the future till we can really start gaining momentum way back into the upside and try to cross like that $12 zone to me, which is a big one, and then start heading up from there. But yeah, I'm looking for prices really to hold right here, 629, and if that happens, one of those two things is going to happen tomorrow. We are either going to break down below 629 or we are going to break out of this long downtrend that we've been stuck in since June. So guys, that's the entirety of the update on FCEL. I hope you liked the update. Just yeah, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. I'm going to be updating FuelCell on a regular basis. It's going to be a lot more interesting if we potentially stop this nosedive and slow bleed in prices that's just been happening over the last few months. So I'm going to be updating more and more, looking for exit points and points to rebuy, things like that. So a lot of updates coming on FCEL over the next couple months, so you're not going to want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to everybody again soon. Bye for now.